I find myself drawn to a shadow domain. Quiet. 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 Dance, 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 dance. What's up, buddy?
Hey.
Daddy's rocking out again. Okay, I gotta make a video. You go play. You go play. You go play. You go play. Go play. Go. Go. All right, see you in a little while, bud. Let me make this video, okay? Go eat your food. Go eat your yummy food.
I'm full.
Okay, well, you go play, buddy. I gotta make this video. You can look at the squirrel we just trapped. Another video coming up on that round too. But first, after yesterday's display of an energetic transmission designed to, let's see, oh crap, to rub off your makeup job there, made out of, oh come on, don't tick, oh, nose tickle messed me all up. Took me all of 5 minutes to do this awesome job using activated charcoal. Let me stop this playlist here before I can't help but start rocking out again. Okay. Typo negative, creepy green light. Check it out, awesome song. So, after yesterday's energetic transmission, breaking up blockages and integrating shadow energy, of course, takes a pretty initiated level to be ready to allow that to have any effect on you, but I'm going to follow up today with some actual words on the issue. Hold on, I'm trying to get myself centered in this corner here. Partly so I can block that hole in the wall behind me. Yeah! Partly because it's cool. It's like geometrical. Being in the corner. You got me cornered, people! Now I gotta explain myself better! Ah! Alright. Like I said, I was born caffeinated. So anyway. Shadow energy, okay? Now, I've used my face for a drawing board, partially because I don't actually currently own a drawing board, and secondarily because I'm an artist, and it was more fun this way. Plus, activated charcoal is good for your skin, but that's more health topic related. Hey, son, please go upstairs. You're distracting me, okay? I'm having enough trouble focusing with my ADD. Please, son, go upstairs and play. Okay?
I want to stay down here.
Honey, please listen to me and go upstairs and play. Here comes the battle of wills. You ready for this? Son? Alright, thank you. Good. Don't make the daddy lion swat the baby lion. Just kidding, I don't hit my kids. Calm down. Sense of humor. I know most people don't possess one, so I'm in danger. Therefore, I give you my disclaimer. I don't hit women and kids. Just not my thing. If you do, I'm sorry, but that's not my thing. Okay. Generally I don't hit dudes either unless they're tremendously awesome warriors and they've agreed to having me knock them out beforehand. Entirely different subject. Damn, I'm distracted today. Okay, so this intro's been over 4 minutes. We haven't even got started. Shadow energy. Okay. Now there's going to be plenty of videos on this going forward because we're at that level, we're at that depth now where some of you are asking for it even without me consciously saying we were ready for it. Some of you said it for me, which tells me we're in tune. It's good. Reading the symbols and signs, so let's begin. We'll just keep it simple today. We'll start with something simple, okay? Shadow energy. Everybody's terrified. Shadows, demons, warlocks, witches, everything in the dark that kills you. Understand this. Your ancestors were afraid of nighttime because that's when you were more likely to die because you couldn't see what was creeping around looking to eat you, right? So, along with a lot of the retardism that is current religion that was invented by cavemen in caves, you have belief systems which started categorizing everything to do with darkness as being bad, bad for you, and you were bad if you were in the darkness, etc. Bad, bad, bad. Now, for those of you that are a little more conscious, you're starting to at least you're hearing these terms, you're starting to work with them. What does it mean to move beyond duality? What it means is, as any master that's ever walked the earth will tell you, all things are one. However, nobody's listening, are they? Everybody's still busy going, no, I'm this and I'm not that, and this is good and that's bad, and I hate this and I love that, and I'm on this side versus that side. Pick a side, don't ride the fence, dude. You gotta understand, I'm not within any fence, okay? As I've alluded to before, I'm out there in them taboo dark woods where you can't survive if you don't know the landscape. Take it from a creature of the night, a nocturnal being. There's a lot of learning and growth to be had in the darkness, and you are filled with it. Not entirely filled. I'm not saying you're dark and evil. I'm saying that most of what you are currently, humanity, you're unaware of. You've suppressed it, you've pushed it away, you've rejected it, and yet it's still running your reality and you're terrified of it. You spend most of your lives running from most of yourself. Herein lies one of the great riddles. What is yourself? Yourself is all things and all things are yourself. Now, if you're not ready for that, let's start with a small tidbit of a bite, shall we? Let's illustrate it like this. Somewhere, let's call this a house, okay? It's often represented that way symbolically in dreamscapes. You'll be exploring a house. There's all kinds of characters and creepy things in rooms. You don't dare go in basements with cobwebs and shit. That's all symbolic for you, okay? It's parts of yourself you're afraid to explore because there are things locked away in those dark rooms that you rejected at a very young age because you were influenced to do so by those well-meaning things you grew up around. And those parts of yourself energy never dies and never goes away. So your inner child may have grown into a beast locked in some closet somewhere. Now you're terrified for that monster to come out. But you're going to have to go through the monster to get to the treasure, my friends. That monster is you, and that monster needs acceptance and integration. Would you like to be powerful, or would you like to spend the rest of forever running around from your own shadow? Terrified like a silly little puppy dog. Now, I drew a plus and a minus on my face. Why is that? Okay, let's divide everything into two categories. Look for that symmetry. Oh yeah, beautiful symmetry, baby. What am I getting at here? There's a right and a left, there's a yin and a yang, right? Polarities. Now the world's all about yang because a long time ago men took over and became dysfunctional and started enforcing their ignorant will on everything, and ever since then the world's been a miserable pile of shit, basically. It's like a machine-like reality. Everything's repressed, oppressive, ugly, abusive. Everybody lives in their mind. Nobody can find their heart. There's no magic anymore. You fantasize about it on TV, fantasy shows, superhero shit. Why do you think you fantasize about that so much, but you don't actually go there and find it? Because it's taboo. It's off limits to you. Everything it takes to find your true power is bad. Now, without getting into a bunch of crazy conspiracy theories where you get to play victim and blame somebody else, your outer world's a reflection of your inner selves, humanity. So collectively, what you're looking at on planet Earth is a reflection of what's going on within the majority of your inner worlds. Rejectance, okay? Anything you judge as bad, ugly, below you, I'm better than that, blah, 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 blah. All you're doing is perpetuating this issue. And the issue is the great source, which is divided into these many pieces down here called human, and infinitely more pieces out there and in between and in other dimensions, but let's not get too far out just yet. This great source is playing this game called human and all these pieces down here right now, right? They don't recognize themselves or each other for what they are. So they think, well, this piece is good because it's like me and I think I relate to it, or I at least want to imitate it and pretend I do. And that piece over there is bad because that's what I was told when I was little, when I showed some part of my true nature and I got my ass blistered for it. Or I showed the feelings in my heart and someone very hardened and cruel was like, stuff that shit in, kid! That ain't welcome in this world! Or I expressed something that didn't fit into the incredibly limited, insecure version of society or whichever culture I was born into. And then they told me, that's not what you are, you're just this! Act like the rest of us and accept it! Whack, whack! And you said, okay, I better learn to deny most of what I am so I can fit in and the people that I was born among don't eat me alive. The issue with this is you grow up and you consciously lose track of all that and you don't realize you lost most of yourself along the way. So now these terrifying things living within your shadow, which actually are you, you know that creepy feeling behind you sometimes that makes you jump when you're in the dark? Let me take away some of your fears. What you're so scared of, it's you. Now, that's not to say there aren't other entities and beings and consciousnesses, playing around in your shadows. Sometimes they are. But at the higher level, hell, it's all the same thing. It's all the same being. That being said, that does not mean that you go stick your head in the mouth of a crocodile and expect it to be nice to you. It's going to play the role of crocodile and then roll and snap and you're done for. I'm not saying being a fool or be a fool. I'm not saying all things are safe in the physical sense. I am saying that going inward when you're mature enough, when you have a mission, when you accept your mission to go inward into the inner dimensions of the inner universe and start redeeming parts of yourself, no, it's not going to be easy. No, it's not going to all be comfortable. Yes, some of it's going to be terrifying. It's also going to be very stimulating and exciting. You want to know a little secret? Woo! And you'll grow some metaphorical nuts, some spiritual nuts. Doesn't matter if you're male or female or what you identify as being, you'll grow some metaphorical nuts as you learn to do this. And you'll start redeeming parts of yourself. Now, whose permission do you need to do this? Your own! You're part of the great all that is. Why are you looking outside yourself for some stiff, crusty, miserable old geezer in a robe to tell you it's okay? Do you really want to be a stiff, crusty, miserable, heartless, boring old geezer in a robe? Is that what you consider the authority over your spiritual growth? Woe unto you, Pharisees, because you do not enter the kingdom, and you do not allow that any other should either. You clean the outside of the tomb to make it look clean, to fool the mindless masses, and yet inside you're completely empty. Does that mean anything to anyone? Now remember, any message when we're getting into shadow topics, this is for deeper initiation. There's all different layers of this. There's superficial layers to look at this. There's much deeper layers to look at this. There's all kinds of ways to work with this, okay? Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of videos on this topic. I have this feeling that's been brewing. I've been guided to be preparing for this for some time now, and I'm using my intuition right now to just gauge where we're at and start this discussion based on what you guys get out of this, based on your feedback. Some of you that are meant to actually start getting something out of this now, and others will be called to in the ever-present illusion of time we are going to call later, which will still be the ever-present now when it occurs, won't it? Don't get so weird, dude. Stick to a basic topic and talk slow. Talk low and talk slow and don't say too much. And don't show any emotions, 'cause you gotta be a man. You sent a boy out to do a man's job and bloody. This has nothing to do with any of that. Let's go back to my little picture on my face here. Thank you, my activated charcoal makeup job. I was doing it in a mirror backwards. I don't do makeup, so I'm sure it sucks and it's not all that symmetrical, but it's fun, so I really don't give a shit. Let me think here. What did I do it for? Oh, yes. Positive and negative yin and yang, okay? And that's what we're talking about here. Now, the world has basically categorized everything yin as being dark and scary and taboo and evil. Why is that? Because the inside of you pertains to heart and instinct and that which is natural and that which is the true source of life and that which man cannot tame or control. So in his little control freak intellect that he's stuck in, if I can't write it on a list and then enforce it on myself and everybody, it's bad. Hence, we lost real feminine energy off this planet a long time ago, because if you show any, it gets tortured and murdered right out of you, doesn't it? For those of you that have tried, who even know what I'm talking about. We now have women who are trying to outdo men at being men. You asked for it, guys. You wouldn't let them be women. We murdered all the beauty off the planet, so this is what we get. A militant society of assholes with no hearts and everybody pointing fingers and playing little games and throwing shit at each other like bonobo monkeys all fucking day, and nobody's being enlightened. That might be a little bit of an oversimplification. Like I said, I was born caffeinated, and it's just one of those days. So let's see. What else can I throw into this bag of tricks to be decoded by those of you that I have the receptors for it? Oh yeah, third time I'm going to try to go over my point here with the plus and the minus. For those of you that have trouble grasping anything at a deeper layer, your mind's eye's not working, you have no awareness of your internal world, you can't illuminate or see the picture within. I drew it on my face. Look at my face. Let's say that this is yang and this is yin. Now, let's say that this is the world and this is all of you. And this is the source and this is all things, yin and yang, like a battery. What happens if this side says, fuck you to this side and murders it, and I cut half my fucking head and face off? Brain, everything. Half my body, just cut it off and throw it away. Fuck it. Not acceptable. How alive am I really after that? This is a very simple and graphic metaphor for you, and it's a perfect, believe it or not, metaphor for the state of the world currently. Dead! Let me tell you a secret about archetypes. Archetypes run in the human subconscious and the human collective conscious, what humans are collectively unconscious of. Why do you think there's so many zombie movies and zombie fantasies and people having dreams about zombies? It's an archetype. It's not because we're about to be invaded by zombies, okay? It's because you already are zombies. World, you're dead. Great prophets and teachers have walked among you and told you you're dead inside. They've offered you the keys to life, even eternal life, for those of you with enough faith to stop thinking like a frail, fragile mortal and think like something more. And more importantly, feel like something more, and then actualize it. However, you won't be able to access any of that in your current state. You can't. And without doing shadow work, which again, you can't explain all this in one video, or scratching the paint at the surface of this. The black paint on the surface, we're scratching at it. That's it. That's all we're doing here, guys. This is Level 1, Chapter 1, Kindergarten Sandbox. Let's start talking about shadow work, okay? Because the signals are there. It's time for those of you in this channel who have gone through several different interesting testing periods and made it this far, past preschool to begin kindergarten. Okay? Shadow work and shadow integration. Let me just assure you of this. Most of what you are has been made off limits to you and you have no access to it. In fact, think about this. In the grand scheme of things, you are infinite. You are the all. Therefore, whatever you're accessing of the infinite right now is so infinitesimally small that you might as well say you're accessing nothing of what you are currently. Nothing. Now, ancient spiritual teachers, more of them would have liked to tell you about the yin and the yang of both sides, but they had to say Father, or He, or God, or the man upstairs. And you know why they had to say that? Those are the only words that the belligerent, ass-tarred crowd of male-dominated egos listening to them would accept. Had they given you any deeper truth for the more initiated, which they did in private, by the way, they would have been immediately crucified or lynched for it. They would have not got to spread any seeds for potential growth. So if you think that your little religious book, and I don't care which one it is, has the literal truth written in it word for word, you're even choosing not to use your mind, which is pretty frightening considering you're living in a world where the only thing that hasn't been tabooed completely out of existence is you're supposed to use your mind. You're supposed to be smart, right? And use your intellect. The intellect is currently being worshipped. But even then, we're dividing the intellect into such a tiny little fucking thing. You're using this one little tiny fragment of it called the left brain. The computer part, the machinery part. You guys wonder why you feel dead inside and you're losing all your passion? Your body's just falling apart and your hormones are shit and your neurotransmitters are shit? Because all the wonder and magic of life is out of reach. But is it? You tell me. And you'll be right either way. That's your truth currently. Feel free to change it any moment in the ever-present now. So there will be energy work videos, there will be teachings, there will be different angles. I'm going to have to charge at this thing from all sorts of different angles to start illuminating what's hidden in the darkness. And this first video about it, talking about it's not meant to be spooky or anything. We're painting sort of an intellectual picture, since sadly, words being the least effective form of communication possible are the only thing that a primitive species like humanity currently honors for the most part. So we're starting at the very bottom of the barrel with what's completely easy to misinterpret, and every one of you has a completely different universe of what words mean to you, so nobody understands each other, but I am transmitting energy, and there's going to be a lot more of that. And those of you that at least even care or choose to receive energy transmissions, your free will be honored. You'll feel something beyond words, and it will start to change. And some of it will start to translate into your mind, even where you can put it in words, for what little use they actually are. But again, you got to play with the You got to play with the pieces on the board, and currently humanity only believes in words. You don't, for the most part, you guys don't even believe in all the other forms of communication, which are more effective and direct. And we'll get to that. Sometimes you got to just get your foot in the door and start at the bottom, right? So it is what it is, okay? So this is a really upbeat video about shadow energy. I tried to draw a little tear on my eye. I couldn't get it right. I'll get better at that. Today was my first time doing fucking facial makeup, so cut me some slack, you little critics. Or don't. Couldn't give a shit less. What's coming through? Take a breath of air and see what happens. I don't think I've stopped to breathe this entire video. I just held my breath longer than David Blaine. Check it out, man. 21 minutes. I got the world record. Okay, I'm going to take an in-breath now. The mistress of darkness is truly beautiful. Truly beautiful, mysterious, and absolutely terrifying for the little rats in the maze who know nothing about her majesty and power currently, but will, if you're willing to connect through the conductivity and energy and the initiation into the darker and deeper layers of reality, all of which are part of the source. So if your religion has you dividing light against dark and good against bad and this against that, your religion is something that exists only within the limited computer mind of man and has nothing to do with spirituality or higher truth or empowerment. No apologies, we're done for now. I know I went through this fast. Feel free to replay the message, okay? Because the truth is, it doesn't really matter how slowly I talk. You're either ready to start receiving these things or not. And I think some of you have those gadgets that can slow down words, you know, like you techies out there. Now me, I just use Magic for my video editing, but those of you who actually understand technology, if you want to slow down these messages and play them in slow motion, so it's like, shadow is not really your enemy. Unless you believe she is. You get my point. If that's helpful, do it. Again, guys, I'm going to approach this from many different angles, at many different speeds, and many different energies, with different energy centers of my own energy body being open, depending on which message, on which day, under which star alignment or moon cycle it's under. And different ways of delivering the message will touch different individuals out there, because the truth is you all actually speak a different language. You just don't know that yet, do you? Well, some of you might. So this one was who it's for. Lesson 1. Yeah. I haven't thought of what I'm going to title this video yet. Who cares? It'll be given to me soon enough. But give me some feedback below, because that reflective energy bounces around between the prism of all the different shattered shards of the great all that don't recognize each other, and I start reading between these different snowflake rainbow frequencies and calculating the geometry and math with the help of myself and my guides, some of which are embodied and some of which are not, and some of which are embodied in ways you wouldn't even believe. And before this gets too weird, I think I've already lost most of your attention spans approximately 23 minutes ago, right? And then again, like I said, we're getting into shadow integration. It's only for the more initiated anyway. The rest of you just laugh at the face paint, give me the finger, and have the best day you can. Feedback below, guys. And we'll go from there. Much love. Over and out for now.